you thirsty? Do you need a drink? I'd offer you some water, but it probably would only get you by 3 days. What about a living water? A water that you would never have to drink again? What about spiritual water? Water that is an everlasting spring inside of you. Jesus offered this water at Jacob's well to a woman who was asking him these questions. She never wanted to thirst physically again, but he was trying to explain the spirituality of it. He was trying to offer himself to her. We find this living water to be in other parts of the scriptures. The time that the Israelites were in the desert and Moses struck the rock, and guess what? Water came out. But it also says about the same living water in 1 Corinthians 10:3. They all ate the same spiritual food and drank the same spiritual drink, for they drank from that spiritual rock that accompanied them. That rock was Christ. So it's talking about that same rock in the desert that gave water. There's actually a great depiction of this. When Jesus was on the cross, the last thing they did was strike him in the side. And guess what? That water came out. So there's so many things that show like a foreshadowing in the Bible of Christ. But I just want to remind you, when you're thirsty, you need hope. You need hope in this everlasting hope in Christ. Because guess what? You can live your whole life, you can gain the whole world, but if you lose your own soul and you die, what's the point? What's the point of living if all you have is death at the end? Jesus offers everlasting life. He gives it as a gift. You just have to ask him into your heart and live with him. Live with God. Wake up with God. Go to bed with God. Do everything with God because he loves you and he's going to help you with everything that it is in your life. A lot of times people get afraid because they think of all the rules and things that they might have to do. But Jesus isn't a rule book. He does have rules, but they're only for your benefit. Rules are not something to punish you, but to help you in life. It's kind of like, let's say you're at school and they say, don't run too fast because you might slip and fall and break your neck. Or don't run at the pool, you might slip. I know I did when I was a kid and I slipped right into that pool and I almost drowned to death. By the grace of God, I'm still alive. But yeah, these rules are to prolong your life, not to hinder it. So yeah, you might be thinking, well, I want to do this, I want to do that. Following Christ is a big step. Yeah, it is a big step, but it's an eternal step, an eternal joy, an eternal choice that can benefit your life on earth and benefit you afterwards. Because guess what? There's rewards in heaven. There are jewels, there's pearls. There's things that Jesus rewards you with for doing your best on the earth. And you don't want to get up there and be like, well, I just accepted you, but I didn't live for you. You're not going to really have anything to give back to Jesus. You're not going to have too much life to show for him after all he did for you. So, think about the living water. If you need hope, if you need a drink, hope in Christ.